Hello, great morning, students. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing great, right? All right. This is Basic Science, and we are still on our theme, light. Okay. I have a question for you. Can we measure light? Can you measure light? Of course, the answer is yes. Now, sometimes when you go outside, you see people say something like, "Oh, it's bright outside." Hmm? "Oh, it's a dull day." Have you ever imagined what they mean by that? It's a dull day or it's bright outside. Have you ever thought about what people mean when they say it's bright outside? Hmm? When they say it's bright or dull, it means they're talking about the intensity of light outside. They're talking about what? The intensity of light. Now, what is the intensity? What does intensity mean? Intensity means how bright or how strong the light is. Okay? It means how bright or how strong what light is. Take a good look at this picture. You will see this outside. This is an ocean. This, look at the weather. You can see it's very bright. Okay, it's bright outside. Okay, now if you look in your own uh, uh, side in your house, maybe in your room, if you take a good look at your room, or inclusive, if you take a good look at it, you see that the brightness of light at day is different from the one outside when you come out of the compound. When you come out of the compound, okay, if you do that, if you observe very well, you notice there's a difference. Okay, now, our eyes can tell the difference between bright light and what? Dull light. Our eyes tell us the difference between bright and dull light. Just like I said, if you stay inside your room now, even on daylight, if you stay inside your room, the brightness of the light, the intensity of light there is quite different from the one outside. Even when your bulb is on inside your house, the intensity is different from the one what? Outside. Okay? Now, how do we measure light? There is a particular tool and apparatus that we use to measure light, and it is called what? Light meter. A light meter is used to measure what? Light accurately. Okay? To measure light accurately, we can use what? Light meter. Now, the unit that we use to measure the brightness, or you call it the illuminance of light, is called what? Lux. It can be abbreviated as LX. Lux is what? Lux is the unit we use to measure the illuminance or brightness of light. Okay? It measures light's intensity as it appears to our eyes. It does not measure the energy of the light source, but it measures light intensity as it appears in our eyes. Okay, if you look at this picture, you see the sun, which is the source of light, and you see someone using an apparatus to try to measure it, to see the intensity, to see its intensity. Okay, you can also look at this one. This one is trying to measure the intensity of light. Okay, now we have a table here, and this table gives us some typical lux measurements. The exact values, the values vary as they depend on reflections from surrounding surfaces and colors that are reflected. Okay, now the table will have time of the day or place, and then we'll have the measurement, which is in lux. Remember, the unit for measurement is called lux. Now we have direct sunlight. You could see the unit of measurement of direct sunlight is about 32,000 to 130,000. Depending on the intensity of the light. Full daylight, which is not direct sunlight, it measures about 10,000 to 25,000 units. To 10,000 to 25,000 watt lux. Now, shady place on a cloudy day. Shady place on a cloudy day, like under the tree, you can measure about 11,500 lux. Now, overcast day, you can measure about 1,000. The same thing to sunrise or sunset, you can measure about 400, and that goes on. Okay, you could see the light in this place. Okay, now I believe from this teaching, of course, we can be able to tell somebody that we can measure the intensity of light with what? A light meter, and the intensity of light can be measured in units called lux. If for nothing, this is what we have learned today, that we can measure intensity of light with what? Light meter, which means light can be measured. Okay, light can be what? Measured, and the intensity can be measured in units called what? Lux. All right, so I have activities for us to do, and I want you to submit it to me. 1, look around you in your room. Look very well. Observe your room. observe the intensity of light there. Then come outside, look outside your environment, and observe the intensity of light there. Can you describe the light? Is there any difference? Why? These are the three things I want you to do for me. 2. These laws measurements all describe the intensity of light. Put them in order from the brightest to the dullest. You have 1.0, 11,000, 1,750, 0.011, and 800. Just like the table here, you can see clearly that it was arranged from the highest to the lowest. So it's the same thing you do for me. Okay. Describe the intensity of light. Put them in order from the brightest to the dullest. 3. Find out about other units that are used to measure light. Other units for measurements. Okay. For example, find out about lumen and candela. Okay. These are all we have for today. Don't forget that we can measure light, and we use an apparatus called light meter to measure light, and the intensity of light can be measured in units, and that unit is called lux. Thank you very much. Have a great day ahead.